Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico from the Creativity Cave, and I have a really cool project for you to see tonight. And it's based on this card that I actually made during my Facebook Live on Monday. And I'm going to kind of convert this card into this super cute 3 test tube treat holder. And of course, we're going to make the front fancy, but I was going to shoot the video before. So let's get started. Now, all of the pieces that you need are right here. So you need 11 by 3 1/4, 3 by 3 1/4, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and 1 by 3 1/4. These pieces are all black. Okay, in my sample anyway. And then you're going to need a 3 by 4 1/4 berry and a 1 by 3 1/4. I wrote that wrong. 3 1/4 berry. Okay, so let me show you how this all comes together because it's pretty easy. You also are going to need a 3/4 inch circle punch because that is kind of the key to this whole thing. So you can see my treat holder. I've got a little guide strip inside, and then the treats all fit in there just perfect. So I've got mine 11 by 3 1/4 inch piece. Well, let me show you how I scored this on my trimmer. So first of all, I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch. Okay, and I do that on this side of the ruler, and it'll all make sense when you see. Then I also need 1 1/2 inches. Let me got my stamps kind of in the way. All right, so I turned it around, and now I'm going to score it at 1 1/2, 3 1/2, 4 1/2, 9, and 10. Okay. Then I also need a piece of, did I cut that? Oh yeah, I did. So I've got a 3 by 3 1/4 inch piece, and on the 3 inch side, okay, so 3 inches, I'm going to score at 2 1 inch. Okay, so 2, and then I just turned it around, and then I've got 2. Okay, so it's 3 1/4 inches this way, and then 3 inches this way. I'm scoring at each 1 inch. All right, then I've got these 2 pieces for, well, this piece goes on the front, this piece we're going to decorate, this piece we're going to decorate. Okay, now this piece is a 1 by 3 1/4, and let me explain that. It's actually not part of this process, except that what I did is I punched out 3 1 inch circles, or 3/4 inch circles. And you know what? It'd probably be easier if I did this with a different color, but I think you'll understand. What I did is I laid these out, and actually I'm putting them pencil line face up because then I think you can see them a little better. I kind of centered them on here, and then I drew circles around them in pencil. And then the reason I did that was so I could punch them out again with my circle punch. Okay, and these are actually meant to be lined up centered, basically. Boom, boom, boom. And what this actually represents is a guide. So I punched those circles, so it looks like this. And then I'm going to use this as a guide to punch more circles. Okay, so I actually will put it on here and draw these circles. Now that might seem like a lot of work to go through, but I found it was the easiest way to get evenly spaced circles on here. I'm also going to need to do that. You have the 1/2 inch tab, and then you're going to do it on that next circle. So you're actually going to use this in a couple places, so it's kind of handy to have. And then you can just kind of save this template for making, if you're going to make more of these. Now, I think you could certainly do this in any style of like holidays. So I'm obviously doing Halloween, but of course these would work great for Christmas or for Thanksgiving, New Year's, whatever. You can just switch up the candy and the decoration. So I'm lining up my circles that I drew on here, punching them out. I'll do the same on this piece. And all of this is going to make oh so much sense in a minute, except I realize now that this one is not going to reach, which I thought it was. Okay. So that is a bummer. I originally did a different size piece, so we're going to improvise ever so slightly on this one, since my punch doesn't actually reach. Okay, that'll work. All right. Now, I'm going to show you how this all comes together. I need to score on all the score lines that I've created. So that one, this one, woo, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, so there's all my score lines. Now what happens is this kind of naturally creates a little holder. Okay, so I'm going to put some fast fuse on here to hold that in place. Again, it really helps if you kind of burnish your score lines well. Okay, now I'm going to put some fast fuse on to hold this in place. Okay. And this is pretty easy, even though it might look complicated, it's pretty easy. And I think if you give it a try, ooh, you'll be pleasantly surprised. All right, it helps if you put your pieces in. There we go, even. Okay. There we have it. Oh, dang it, I forgot to do one. Well, actually, I think this will still work. So then I have this guide piece. Actually, no, this is fine. And I'm going to slide this in. And let me explain why I did this. So if you look at these, you put them in here, and then you might notice that they kind of can go all wonky. Well, I wanted to hold them in there a little bit nicer. So that's where this piece comes in. It's 3 1/4 inches wide, which is just like the box. And I did 1 inch on the top and the bottom, and then that way it would fit in here. So you're going to hold it tight and then line it up with the bottom and press. Line it up with the back and press. I guess the top and front is more what my words should be. So this is just like a guide to help hold everything in here, and then you can see that your test tubes don't go all crazy all over, so that's nice. Now when I go to close my box, you'll notice it's not quite big enough, hence we have cut an additional piece right here. Okay, so I'm going to take and adhere that to this tab that's left over. Okay, so that's easy enough. We'll get that done. Like so. Okay, now comes what I like to describe as the magic. All right, so I've got my box all cute and set up. Now what I want to do is take and decorate the cover. Okay, so I'll get rid of all these pieces. I'm going to leave this here so you can still see it. Now I'm going to take my 3 by 4 1/4 inch berry burst piece, as well as the 1 by 3 1/4 inch piece, and I will decorate. First of all, I'm going to use my marbled background. I love this background. If you don't have it yet, you are missing out. And you need to order it, so you should just click on the link in the description of this video to order it. That's just my personal opinion. I've got kind of a fun color combination for this. Old Olive, Bermuda Bay, Peekaboo Peach, Berry Burst, and of course black. And I'm going to use my Berry Burst to ink up my background, stamp just a bit. I don't need the whole thing, I'm just doing a strip. And I'll put my strip right on here. And then I like to use just a block to burnish that a little bit so I get good ink coverage. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. Notice I didn't even mount it to a block. No need. All right, now this is going to go right here and kind of decorate our little panel because it's just so dang cute. Okay, I notice this is just a skosh longer, so let me trim that right off. Okay, next I'm going to take and stamp on some scraps here some of these pumpkins. Now I've got the big pumpkin in Berry Burst, of course, and then I'm gonna stamp also, just grabbing my other scraps, I'm also going to stamp my large pumpkin in Peekaboo Peach. I guess this is not the large one, it's the second largest one. I've got a Bermuda Bay pumpkin. This is kind of the short, stocky one, for lack of a better term. So we'll stamp that one. And then I've got my little gourd, which I'm going to stamp in Old Olive. Now I did change up my card just a touch and did a little bit different stuff, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, next I want to add a little bit to kind of fill up my background. So I'm going to take and stamp some of the other images. By the way, I'm using 2 stamp sets and a background, I guess. The marbled background, of course, the Pick a Pumpkin bundle, which has the framelits that match, and then the Creep It Real for the sentiment trick or treat. I could also do Boo if I wanted, but whatever. Okay, so for these, I will take and add a little to the background. First of all, I've die cut a couple other pieces. So the framelits come with a couple extra pieces that are kind of fun. I've got this pumpkin. I've got another pumpkin. I did this one in Silver Glimmer, this one in black. We'll pop that up and just add all the pieces on here. But I wanted to check the spacing a little bit as I was going here. I've got Trick or Treat. I think that'll fit on here just fine. So we'll stamp that up here a little. Trick or Treat, perfect. And I think that's so dang cute, obviously. Now I have actually gone ahead and die cut my pumpkins. How cool is that? Now I have this little branchy thing, but I don't know if I'll have room for it or not. But I like to be prepared, right? Okay, now to adhere this onto my card, I'm going to take and put a little bit of liquid glue on my silicone mat here. It is hiding down here. And then I'm just going to sponge that onto the back here. Try not to put yours in the glue. It helps, trust me. Okay, but I'll adhere my pumpkin. I'm going to pop up this pumpkin with some dimensionals. A couple. I'm going to add in my black pumpkin, which I'm going to pop up as well. This time though, I'm going to use mini dimensionals just because the spaces behind here are kind of small. So these mini ones will sort of fit better. And you know what, I'm going to move this one down to over here because I know it's going to be popped up on this side already. So I'll add that. Then I'm just kind of fitting all my pumpkins in where they will work, like so. And I don't know that we really need this little thing, so I'm going to kind of ignore it. Okay, I think I'll adhere this one directly onto my little panel. This one will pop up. Boom. And then this one will just adhere directly on because it's kind of sitting on some popped up pieces. Like so. Isn't that just so fun? Okay, now I think I want to embellish this just a little. So I've got a couple of things. First of all, I don't know about you, but of course this screams spritzing. I mean, you know I love to spritz. Let me grab a scrap paper for that. And then I also So I've got a little spritzing on there. I also want to do some clear Wink of Stella, so I'll just take a marker and I'll tap it against that. Now I've got some sparkles on here, which make it all the more fun. And then I'm going to add just a touch more sparkle with some black rhinestones. Now I like to do these in uneven numbers, so I'll probably put, I think, 3 on here. So that's just kind of fun to add them. I like to do them in triangular shapes. And then I think I'm ready to adhere this to my treat container. So let's bring this back over. We'll center it up on here. And last but not least, I'm going to add a little bit of ribbon. And I'm just looking for what I did with mine. It's black, beautiful ribbon. Oh, I just had it. Oh, here we go. This is kind of a funny story. I don't have a roll for it, but it works. Okay, I'm going to just tie a little knot of this here at the bottom. And this is the crochet vintage crochet trim, which is in the holiday catalog. It's really cute. So I'll just tie a little knot here at the bottom. And I think that is very sweet. And then I think I certainly could add one more little touch to this. We need something for the inside, don't you think? So there is my knot. I'll trim that just a hair. Okay. Now, for the inside, I need a little something to jazz this up, I think. So let me grab, I've got a couple of things I could use. A trick or treat, have a haunting Halloween, something wicked this way comes. Well, that could work. Yeah, I do think this will be cute. Okay. So I like this set because it coordinates with the Everyday Label Punch, which is awesome. And then I can actually decorate this with a pumpkin to kind of tie it all together. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to take and stamp this on a scrap in black. Black ink, that is. Uh-oh, where did my ink pad go? Oh, you know what I was going to do on here, and I never did, but that's okay. I was going to stamp some of these little branches, but that's all right. Sometimes this is just what happens. Okay, so I have Make a Haunting Halloween, Something Wicked This Way Comes. And I'm going to stamp that with my light colored Peekaboo Peach pumpkin. And I kind of love these fun colors that are a little different for Halloween. So that's kind of cute, isn't it? And then that kind of goes with the orange treats that I have on the inside. Now, my Everyday Label Punch is super awesome for this. I'll just pop that out, and I'm going to adhere that inside my card, but I think it needs one other little touch. Well, actually, I think it's all right. I'm going to stick it in there. Okay. Still wet. So there we go. So open it up, and that is the surprise on the inside. So I hope you liked this. I hope the tutorial helps you create more of these treat boxes. They're really easy. I've got a coordinating card that's really fun that goes with it, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like to purchase any of these items, please visit my online store. Actually, okay, I have one more thing. Sorry. Kidding. I am going to add a little rhinestone here. Boom. And another one right here. And in case you can't do these with your fingers, you can use a scissors to place them where you'd like them to go. There we go. I like that. That just kind of finishes it off. It just needed a little something in there. All right, guys, there you go. Enjoy. Oh, don't forget, shop my online store. There's a link in the description of this video, and you can get all these. I would so appreciate your business. It helps me bring more videos just like this one to you. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.